Hello everyone, my name is SimValera and welcome to episode 5 of City Skylines Let's Design. Already 5th episode, wow, can you believe that? You finally got here. But anyways, this time around we'll continue on creating beautiful suburban area and we will expand our city even further to the west. Is it west? North? Whatever. It'll just become bigger area, and with the help of farming industry. So right now I'm putting this avenue that is kind of like a highway but not really, like this main road that will connect our farming with suburban area and with the highway, since they're all connected after all. And don't worry, there will be many other connections as we go. We'll create some different interchanges with the highway, but for now we'll have just one. I say don't worry because well, the simulation is stopped right now, but when I turn it on you will see that there is a slight traffic jam begins. And traffic is always a problem, but we'll deal with it somehow, I'm sure. But to put new houses, new little homes for our citizens, obviously we need roads. So I'll just draw some. It's not the most interesting part, but I feel like you can make interesting out of anything, because it's like if you are bored, it's not because life is boring, it's just because you are boring. So I will try to make the most interesting out of this, and so I don't put just grid, but like some curved roads, and I try to make a rather fun and creative layout. Because I'm the worst at making interchanges or intersections or roundabouts or anything, I use pre-made ones like this one, but it's for the highway and I will just simply change it for our situation. So I replaced this 3-lane highway roads with our avenues, and then the roundabout we will change into 2-lane one-way roads, and then get rid of some others. And it's like we created something of our own, but I just need something to start with. I just feel like this way it's easier and faster, because faster is kind of what we need here, I believe, since this City Skylines design gets uploaded once in 2 weeks. So yeah, and that is why there is a time lapse this. Whatever. So I connected to the roundabout. At first I was feeling like connecting these roads of suburbia just directly to the avenue. After all, it's not a highway. Maybe it's not necessary, maybe it is. We'll see in the future, but I feel like we can at least prevent ourselves from possible problems in the future. Even though you gotta solve your problems as you get them, but we'll just do it just in case. And we got these one-way roads going on. I'll just put them, continue them further on, and I'm not sure what there will be. Maybe like another somewhat center of our countryside. Hashtag not really, but maybe it is a countryside. There will be farming after all. Anyways, I put more roads for houses, and not in a boring way. I use some curves, and then we will use some little circles. Don't want to call them roundabouts, but technically they are roundabouts, but this like circles where some houses will pop up around, and it will all look good, because before starting building and creating anything here, I usually go if I don't have any ideas. Like I did have some ideas, but anyways, I went on into the internet, and with help of it, I found some images of like how suburbia should look like. I was kind of terrified, to be honest, because there were so many looking absolutely the same houses, which kind of terrified me. Like, that's, I don't want to life be like that, where every single little building looks exactly the same as 1,000 other buildings. And so I didn't want to create a grid, and I was using these curves. And I found this idea of this little circus online as well. But here we've got some free land inside our layout, and because we have little houses, I feel like having a lot of roads is not a problem. So we'll put some others, but why it took me some more time than usual is because I was thinking about something interesting. I don't wanna just put things, because we care about design here. If you couldn't tell already after all these 4 episodes, if you watched them, of course. And here we got this rather not fun but kind of alright situation with the coast. You see, I've got this park that is like for the beach. I tried it, didn't like how it looks like. Then I was looking if I will be ever able to put this beach in our city, because I found out that there is not that much of area that actually fits for this. For the most part, we have only this this coast that will not allow us to, and so I was trying to use this little park that I got on Steam Workshop, this walkway or whatever you call it, pier, not pier, cove, whatever, walkway. But I don't really like the way they look. So you know what I'm talking about, right? Like this little thing, park with the pavement that on the right that I've put there. The idea, I guess, is that you have all these little pieces, and then you just put like a bunch of them right next to each other, and they all look cool. But because the land is not perfectly flat here, they look rather horrible together. Like you see, I've put this dirt pedestrian path next to it, and it's no good, not at all. And you know what? We're not gonna deal with stuff that doesn't look good. If you don't wanna look good, just go away. I don't want you here, we don't want you here, you can live somewhere else, not in our city. So we got rid of it. And instead, if you don't have anything better, if you couldn't find a perfect park or building or whatever, just put some paths, some trees, and they will always help you. And these little bushes, and with the tree in the middle for the variety, and then the tree lines, and we got this rather nice walkway, alley, whatever you want to call it, right next to the coast. And while I put in these trees, you see some of them turned red and orange, and still don't know why. There is like a pollution or what or why. But anyways, they all look good, so I don't really care. If you look good, alright, just be there. And just for this roundabout again, our system of putting it became a system, I guess, putting a rather big tree in the middle, and then a bunch of little bushes around. And I got this parking lot, so people will get here to this area by cars, and then they will have some area to park their cars. Great. Got this pedestrian path going on. Then we are surrounding it with tree lines, and we will probably put something else in the future in this area, because you know we got this parking lot, but like, why? Well, yeah, I expanded this. You see, we got more commercial buildings there. I will just zone a lot of buildings and areas, and yes, so we expanded this commercial area, so it will all be like next to this coast, and so it just will be there, so people will go shopping, and we'll be able to look at the sunset, at the river, or whatever. We got the ocean, sea. It will all be cool. A lot of residential area got zoned here. Great. And then obviously some more roads, and we kind of, yeah, you see, we kind of avoiding our main avenue, so we're not connecting it to them. I'm not gonna zone anything on this avenue, because if you could see, there are cars start to pile up. You see, I connected a road to the roundabout this, and it got screwed up, and it is so annoying. So annoying, like really every time this happens. So I had to redo this, and I didn't try to connect it once again, because you know what, we can live without you, whatever, you're not that cool for us, so we will just connect the road there. I like this even better. It's like we don't have to use every little bit of space. We can have somewhat forest or whatever, right? And it will kind of like separate our suburban area and downtown area there from the highway. Kind of makes sense, right? Some more zoning. Then we got not zoning to the avenue, as I said, though on the entrance there we got some buildings going on the avenue. Anyways, zoning even more and more, down simulation, just so you'll see, like, I don't know why, just this way it looks better, maybe, that the cars actually move and the people go somewhere and the city actually lives. And now for the farming. Well, I'm not gonna claim the best at this. You see, we got this fertile area here, so I checked that. Everything is good here. I'm not gonna claim to be the best at making the most beautiful farming area, but I tried my best, and I liked the result, to be honest. I liked it, the way it turned out to be. So obviously for the farming we need to have somewhat dirt. I don't know, what should you call it, like this land with not grass but like dirt where you get all your vegetables or whatever, trees. Why the reason I say this is just because, you see, I put these roads and they have pavement, and for farming you need such not grey color, you need green and brown, right? And there is grey, but I'll just put this couple of these roads, like this main avenue. I'm not gonna expand it furthermore. Main avenue, then some roads with tree lines, by the way. It's like an excuse, we have tree lines on the roads, so we can't have regular roads here, and for other roads I will use the dirt one. And you see, in our selection of roads, it's on the far right. It's the last one, the dirt one. But at first I was playing around with these roads and tried to put this roundabout there. It didn't feel like it looked good. After all, you see, fertile land, it's like in the middle of our fertile land. Like, it is not good, right? We need to use our fertile land as much as we can. Maybe. When I said this, I realized that, well, I'm not gonna use it. Well, you'll see what I mean. Not really. Whatevs. We'll just put some dirt roads there. Yep. Now it begins. From now on, it will actually remind you of the farming, if you've ever seen it. In real life. I'm sure you've seen it on pictures. Anyway, put these two roads, and obviously not for the sake of zoning as much farming industry as we can, but for the sake of making it beautiful. And obviously we will not be able to put everything we need in this episode, but still there will be some cool ideas, in my opinion, that I actually like, and like, you can use it as well. I don't know. While you're watching, maybe you want some inspiration. I feel like I can provide you with inspiration. I don't know. Or like with a different view on things. So I put these dirt roads around, and at first I was following this geometric, symmetric layout, whatevs, lines. But then I was feeling like we need some curves and we need some not at all perfect layouts, and that's why I use this curves and like surround our farming area with this. Like you go there, you go here, and this way I feel like it will look more natural, even though talking about natural, and you remember I said that I went online to get some ideas, and I was looking for some pictures. I've seen such horrible, in my opinion, farms with like this perfect circles, not like squares. I mean, we're pretty much used to seeing squares. If you have ever used an airplane, you probably have seen like the land is actually in squares, which is actually not fun also. Like, what are we doing with Earth people? But whatever. I've seen these squares and no circles, and they were like so perfectly shaped, and so many. Like in the movies you would think aliens let them, but not aliens. It is actually what people do, and I don't know how I feel about that. I'm actually not a big fan of this. Like, I prefer when things like that are about nature. After all, it's food and trees and what is farming industry about all this nature should at least look natural and be natural. And I don't know, I'm not gonna use this kind of layout, like these perfect squares, rectangles or circles here. I would like to actually use some curves and not perfect at all layouts and shapes. But anyways, talking about our city and our farming, in the middle where we've got this pavement, we kind of may allow ourselves to have like the center of our farming industry, like we usually do like we did with our suburbia. So we have where the most of the pavement is located, we put a bunch of commercial, and here we'll put a bunch of farming industry buildings inside, in the center, and then around, just like not many, just some, so they will not be right next to each other, but yeah, just some. And I marked this district. Couldn't come up with a good name, so I just left the one that we got provided with. I will come up with a good name for the next episode, I hope, but I just didn't feel like putting the first word that will come up to my head. I want actually things to be good. So we got this farming district, so the industry will actually be not just a regular industry, but for the farming. And you see, on the outside I've zoned this industrial, but we can't have electricity flowing for every buildings at once, so I dezoned them. We'll get them later. We don't need that much of industry at this point anyway, so like, and here one of the solutions to make your farming look more interesting. I'm sure if you are interested in this game you've already seen all this stuff, but I got this little fields with like bushes and dirt, and you see they look so perfect with dirt roads. They're like together because they have the same pattern, and it's dirt, so dirt next to dirt, cool. Bunch of trees. I won't put that many this time, but we'll have a lot of trees here. After all, as I said, I want things to look natural here. So surrounding our roads with trees, bunch of the tall ones in the middle and bunch of the little ones around. And as for these fields, and I'm gonna use a bunch of them later as well, but I like we put now some tree lines over there, and that is actually how they look in real life. I can promise you that. I've seen this, and it's cool, I think, and it just makes the things here more interesting, because you don't just zone everything and all these buildings pop up that don't look that realistic. You see, like, this building pop up with, it looks so futuristic and not cool. And here another solution. It is, only good for you if you care actually about design more than getting the much of the space you can, getting the much of the industry as you can, like about the mechanics, or about the profit. The profit. So I put these tree lines right next to each other, and it's like a field of, it's like a garden. I don't know what you can get there, apples or anything you want. Cherries. Yeah, cherries are cool. I like cherries. But whatever. We put these dirt pedestrian paths, obviously not pavement ones, dirt pedestrian paths surround our buildings that are already there with it, just so things will be more fun. And then the bunch of trees, they were not letting me to put all these trees around, so I dezoned some, because again, we care about design and not profit. We have a limited amount of money. So I surround our new pedestrian paths with these trees, and you see, we got this little area, but it looks so cozy and so nice, and we will have a lot of work here in the future, I promise, but for now, you got an idea, and we will work on it on our future episodes. But if you like this one, the 5th one, please leave a like or a comment. I really appreciate it. And please, until next time, stay tuned and Goodbye.